With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command, like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
Let's Talk with Heather Dubrow starts now. You've double tapped her memes, you've listened to her hot takes, and today you get her unfilteredness right here. Amanda Hirsch, founder, creator, queen of Not Skinny But Not Fat, is in the house. And we're going to dive into some Bravo chaos, building up empires, and probably, hopefully, maybe starting a few rumors along the way. So here we go. Please welcome Amanda Hirsch.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you so much for being here.
I love it. I'm already influenced. I'm pulled up the La Mer. I'm buying it. Like, it takes nothing to influence me. Like, that's what people don't get, right? They hate on influencers a lot. It's like, ugh, you make me buy stuff. It's like, no, we're influenced too, all the time.
All the time. My kids were just ragging on me last night because they're like, oh my God, your Instagram algorithm is just selling you everything. And I'm like, yes.
And I'm buying
it all of it.
Buying it all. I'm buying it all.
Take me back to the beginning of Not Skinny But Not Fat. But what's so fun? I just want to start by saying this. Like, the name is so iconic. It's so good. And I just feel like, wait, how many years ago did you start?
I started in 2016, and this is when people had those kinds of names. So like, think about the meme accounts that you followed back then. You know what I mean? Like, people had those silly names. So it wasn't, today I'm kind of like, oh my God.
I think it's even better today, but I understand what you're saying is that we've gone through periods of time where, you know, oh, it's body shaming or it's this or it's that, but it's great. And it's just real. I recently started following some influencers by accident. Well, not by accident, because they showed them to me. And there's this one girl, I can't remember her name, but she's just all about being skinny. She's so unapologetic about it. She's like, look, I am skinny and lean because I eat less than you.
You find it refreshing? You like it? You find it refreshing? Yeah, because you know what, Heather? Let me tell you something about what I think about that. I think that the whole body positive movement, which I loved and stand, was fake because everybody wants to be skinny. And 2 seconds after people leaned into the body positivity movement, it was everywhere, and inclusivity in fashion shows and all this great stuff, because at the end of the day, there should be different types of bodies represented. And I love that. And I've always had, the reason why I even named myself that was I liked it. It was catchy. It could mean a bunch of stuff. But I also was that girl in the group of friends that never felt like skinny, right? There's like skinny. So you could argue everything's relative. Other people could say somebody is, somebody isn't. But to me, my whole life, I had friends that were like this, and I always had curves, and so that's that. But yeah, this body positive movement, it's so sad to me that it ended up being kind of fake, because a minute after everything was more inclusive, Ozempic started raging. And again, I'm not hating on Ozempic. Everyone who wants to do it. That's fine. But I just think, like, why were we lying? And why are people still afraid to say stuff like, people are afraid to say they're on a diet, or that they're trying to lose weight, or that they're, so I kind of like, and I actually love the Kardashians because they are the kind of only ones that keep talking, like they'll on their show, they'll keep saying like, oh, you look skinny, or, you know, what are you doing? So I'm not saying they're always honest about everything that they do. My point is people are scared to say, you know, I had a baby 10 months ago, and it's like, I was brave for saying like, I want to lose the baby weight. Cause now you're supposed to just be thankful that you made a baby and fucking be happy that you have a gazillion pounds left on you. And you're not supposed to say you want to go back to your pre-baby body because your beautiful body made this baby. So
it's such bullshit too. Do you remember the few years? I don't remember how many years this was. This was after my time having kids, but I remember after I had my last one, it became a thing like, God forbid you gained an ounce over what the baby weighed coming out. There was something wrong with you. I mean, like, I feel like I was body shamed when I was pregnant. My first two were twins. I lied about how much I gained because I was embarrassed. But I think, I don't even remember how much it was at this point because it's like my SAT score. I lied so many times.
Oh my God, me too, Heather. I lied about my SAT score so much that I wish I knew what it was. That is, I can't believe that's like a thing because I lied so much that you don't know the truth anymore. You're like, I need to find it written down somewhere because I would just be like 1874, 60, like just make it up, make it all up.
And I would ask my mother, but she lied too, so she wouldn't know.
But anyway, the not skinny but not fat shouldn't. I mean, it's just a name. And a lot of people relate to it because a lot of people feel like they're somewhere in the middle, you know, weight and in life, you know.
Neither here nor there is our take home point.
Exactly.
And we're exactly where we're supposed to be. I like the body positivity thing, but I think it's got to be, you've just got to be happy with where you are. I mean, I'll tell you, for me, going through menopause is the suckiest thing ever. Cause you know, your body changes when you're, you know, going through puberty. And then when you have your kids and, you know, it's like a year up, a year down. Your body takes so long to re-normalize.
I can't imagine because after having Lenny, my second baby, like my body took so much longer to get back to its rhythm. And I'm just now starting, like now I just got my period after 10 months. So it just shows you that it is all these hormones, right? So it's like, I'm like, I think the reason I'm not losing weight, I didn't get my period, like everything is kind of working together. And that did make me think of menopause. Just my mom, when she went through it, she was not happy. She still isn't. She's still like, these hormones. And I get it. Like, you get it. Think about getting your period and how it changes and whacks you out. Think about being pregnant, how it whacks you out.
Yeah, it's the same thing. We get fucked all over again. And I take everything. Like, any hormone, anything they want to give me, I'm like, yes, I will take that. But the weight is real. And I honestly keep my weight a little. People are always like, oh, she's so skinny. And it's like, I keep my weight a little bit lower now because this menopause thing changes the shape of your body. And I'm sure you saw this after having your kids too. Like, my body changed shape after having my kids. I was more voluptuous before with like a small waist and rounded hips. And then after having my 4 kids, my body became straighter. My waist became wider, kind of no boobs now, no more athletic, super weird. But then you go through menopause and it's like, you start getting thick in the middle. And that is the weirdest thing. And like, you start to look like your grandma or something, or mine. I was like, this can't happen. So I'd rather stay a little lighter and not have that.
I mean, whatever works for you. So do you recommend any of the stuff that you take?
I personally, like, I work out every day. My body's very responsive to, you know, a clean diet, working out every day. I do take metformin, which is an anti-aging. It's a diabetic drug, but it's an anti-aging, anti-cancer drug also.
Oh, it's like longevity too, I heard, right?
I don't know that.
Like I think I had on my podcast, Whitney Cummings, and she said she takes it because she follows this like longevity doctor and he recommends it. So just so you know, it should be helping with that too.
Yeah, it helps with all of it. Now, I will tell you, my husband is super into the GLP-1s. He loves them. He takes them. He loves Mounjaro. He thinks it's so good cognitively, you know, for your brain. It's great. You know, he just thinks it's a miracle.
Really? I need to tell my mom was just complaining to me before we started the pod because she was like, my energy is sapped. You know, she's just complaining all the time. And I was like, Mom, I don't know. Like, you know, when you feel bad, like, I don't know how to help you, you know? And she even mentioned, she was like, I need to find someone. Like, she wants like microdose maybe. The
Yeah,
deal.
that's
Is that what your husband recommends?
No, he likes the whole kit and caboodle, man. He's in. It's so funny. This is so my husband. So he was a board certified general surgeon, then a board certified plastic surgeon. And obviously that's what he's been doing for many, many years. But he became so obsessed with the GLP-1s and the obesity stuff that he studied and passed the obesity medicine board. So now he's a board certified obesity medicine doctor because he was just like fascinated by the specialty and by the drugs.
Wow. And it's like supposed to be helping so much other stuff too, I hear.
Yes, 100%. And honestly, if I felt like I couldn't control my weight, even if it was 5 pounds, I would do it too. I hate that people are being shamed for it. And you know what I also hate? I hate that people get asked about it. I got to talk to Andy Cohen about this because he always asks people.
He can get away with shit though that nobody else can. You know what I mean? Like he can ask that stuff. Like he can ask, what have you have done? He asks people. Who did he ask at some reunion? And like she just kept lying. I mean, he does this a lot, but she was just like, no, just my lips. And he's like, and your teeth? Oh, and my teeth. And you didn't get any. Oh yeah. And it's just so it's cringe when they have to answer. But at the same time, I understand what you're saying. You shouldn't be asked. But I think sometimes when I don't like it, it's like there are famous people that are known that have talked about their weight struggles, that have been, you know, very open about not being skinny or not being, you know. And so when those people all of a sudden overnight are skinny, it's not like they owe the world answers, but it's more like, okay, if Oprah didn't tell us that she did this, like we know how much Oprah struggled with weight. You know what I mean? She couldn't be like, overnight, I just started eating. Like she needed outside help.
It's not cheating.
I think if the shame goes away, people will be more open and then it'll be better. I've seen it help people that really have that like food in their brain thing and that they need to quiet it down, you know?
I just say live and let live. Use what works for you. I don't care if you want to not tell people what you've had done. Just don't say you just get sleep and drink water because that irritates me.
Yeah. And I think like you said, following that girl, like I just started working with a nutritionist because like I said, my body was like not responding to anything post second baby. I was like, oh my God, all my normal tricks aren't working. Like what the fuck?
Right.
So I started working with somebody and I'm following her. Like I told her, I was like, I'm a soldier. Like I have willpower. You tell me what to do. I will do it to the like max. I'll have a birthday and I won't eat the cake. Like, just tell me what to do, you know? So I'm following that. And like, I'm sharing a little bit about it because it's like, yes, my breakfast is a fucking green smoothie. Like it, you know, I'm trying hard here.
Well, I think it's great. And I think it's great to do it healthy and all that. But I got to be honest, like I'm a little old school when it comes to that. I believe in calorie deficit and resetting your body. So what I always did after my kids is the cabbage soup diet. Do you know what that is?
I remember hearing of it, but it just sounds so gross.
It's so gross, but you want to know something? It totally fucking works. And so it's so stupid. So you make this cabbage soup and I would change it a little bit because it's a tomato base and I don't like tomato soup. So I would make it more like a clear broth with all the veggies in it. And I would make this huge pot of it and keep it in the refrigerator. And I would reheat it and add miso soup, like powdered miso soup to it. And I love it. And then it's so dumb. Like one day you can only have like 4 bananas or something. And one day you just eat meat and one day, but it totally works.
Oh my God. That is old school.
I want to go back to how because 2016 was really like, you were really on the cutting edge. You were one of the, like I was going to say forefathers, but founding mothers. I don't know what the mother version is, but really one of the OGs of this kind of influencing and branding and all of this. Like, what were you doing right before this?
I had just spent like 5 years in Israel with my husband, who's Israeli. And the whole time while I was there, I was like working dumb jobs and being like, only if I was like back in New York, I'd be like Carrie Bradshaw right now. I had these like big dreams that were like Delulu always. And then we finally moved back to New York and I didn't get cool jobs at all. And I applied to all of them and all of them were like, where did you work before? No, thank you. So I got a shitty like recruiting job, which like who wants to do recruiting? So I was really kind of like depressed. Like I spent, all these years in Israel. I thought I'd come back to New York and I'd start doing big shit, wasn't doing big shit. And at that time, it was a lot of like meme accounts on Instagram were kind of all the rage. And those would make me kind of really laugh. And I always loved writing. So it started from that, me being like, I could write these dumb memes and be, that are funny and kind of people share them with their friends. And it was kind of therapeutic for me. So that's how I started. And it was completely like anon. Like I wasn't like, hi, I'm Amanda. It was like just I would post these memes. And then I started posting recaps of shows I was watching, a lot of Bravo at the time. And I would do like pop culture stuff, like celebrity stuff. I'd be like, I just share, like instead of sharing it with like my sister and be like, oh my God, did you see blah, blah, blah. I would just be like, oh, maybe they care about this.
You're sharing it with the world.
I'm sharing it with the world. And that at that time, really, it was kind of a new thing. It was weird to watch somebody watch TV. Like nobody was really doing recaps, but people were kind of into that. And the podcast I started in 2019, which I love, by the way, that I started the podcast in 2019. And I love that podcasts have become such a legit medium that podcasts are coming out now. You know what I mean? Like people are coming out with podcasts today, tomorrow, like.
Well, don't you think it's because, like, to me in the podcast world, like I started 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so there weren't a ton of female podcasters at the time. There was a few of us. And what I've seen is, it started getting more popular and then was becoming a thing. And then there was a glut. It was like everyone and their mother had to have a podcast. And I feel like the space got really tricky and overloaded for a while. But now what I see is that I think people that are, the authenticity that sells, people that really have the right community have stuck around. And what I like is I'm seeing new podcasts that make sense, not because.
Yeah. A lot of, and I like it because it's kind of like, it just gives more legitimacy to the medium. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like, and again, whoever, at the end of the day, a podcast won't do well just because you have somebody's name on it that is a little bit famous or whatever. Like at the end of the day, you have to like I've met people before that have just started a pod and they're like, it's so hard. Or like, I'm like, are you okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you think this is hard and you need to talk into a microphone for an hour a week, then you're not in the right biz and you're not going to keep going. You know what I mean? For me, it's like my whole life. So when I started in 2019, it was like I would talk about pop culture or whatever. Then I started having other podcasters, then reality stars. And then it kind of became also like actors of shows I was talking about. And now it's really cool because it's kind of like become part of like a press train for promo tours. And it's really cool because I also, a lot of people don't know how the behind the scenes work. Like you decide at the end of the day who you want on your podcast. You know what I mean? Like I don't like, so it's like if I'm into the show, into the movie, into the actor and this, I get to talk to them. It gives me really, I just love it so much. So super grateful to be here today.
Yeah. It's hard to build a brand around yourself though. I mean, to your point earlier, you were saying about, just sending things to your family. There's, if they don't like it, it's not funny. It doesn't work. No harm, no foul, whatever. But when you're doing a brand around yourself, it's tricky.
Right. Which I used to take a lot more risks, to be honest, because as you have less followers, you're like, I can say anything,
Right.
It's really fun. I recommend it because when no one's following you, you can say whatever. And then it was hard to kind of keep, and I, it's important to me, right? So I still will say the things that I want to say I have to be a little bit smarter about it. I have to make a decision. Do you want to fuck yourself with this person or with this thing? Are you willing to take the risk or are you not? Right. So I can say like Sydney Sweeney annoys me. And a lot of people will, not like that I said that. And I also have to know that like if her PR follows me or if she sees my shit on a ghost, she's never coming on the pod. But I have to like be okay with some of that, because I'm not going to be loving everyone. That's just not who I started as. So I don't want to but yeah, you get shit. Like I got shit for everyone's hating on Blake Lively. I didn't join that hate train. So everyone's like, you're sucking their dick because I had Ryan Reynolds on the pod like right before it blew up. So everyone's like, you're not. And I'm like, first of all, I always want to flip the question. Like if you just had Ryan Reynolds on your pod, would you fucking hate on his wife the next day?
No.
Right. But aside from that, in this situation, I hate joining hate trains. That is one thing you won't find me doing. I love hating on someone that no one else hates. That gives me joy. If I'm like, this person is annoying, you guys don't see it yet. But to join this like crazy, bring somebody down, take them down, kill their spirit, want them to die, which is what they did to like Lively, Amber Heard, like those kind of people. You'll never see me joining that train, regardless regardless if they were on my podcast or if it's a relationship I want to maintain, not burn bridges, all that shit.
Isn't it crazy though? I mean, our culture just in general is to lift someone up and make them this fabulous thing and then fucking tear them down. Taylor Swift. She's so fucking talented. She's so amazing. She owns the world. She seems like a good person. I don't know her. But now everyone wants to hate her.
They're hating on Taylor?
The people were hating on Taylor with the football games and the things and, it's Jim's fault and all the things, whatever. Or like Anne Hathaway, Golden Girl. And then all of a sudden, do you hate her?
No, you're good. You're good. What made you think that?
I saw your face.
I didn't do anything. But I mean, listen, she is a little cringe, Anne Hathaway. Like, have you seen the Calma video?
Yeah.
Okay. When she was like telling Italian paparazzi to calma, you saw that?
No.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. It's literally insane.
Oh, like in Italian?
Oh yeah, there was a grazie amore. There was like the whole thing. It was, she is over the top. Like that just might be her. She's very over the top. I don't hate. It's just like there are cooler people in the world.
How about okay, I'm going to put myself out there because I think she's very talented. Sophia Carson.
That is such a random, why do you care about her?
Do you know, do you remember when Celine Dion, when she was first becoming huge, she would pound on her chest and do all these things. It was so insane, but her voice is like an angel, so you forgive her.
Yeah.
Like Sophia Carson does that.
When is she pounding on her chest? Is she a singer?
She sings. So the way I became aware of her was she was in that movie with that cute guy and he was in the military and they got together. She was a singer and she was diabetic and she needed money for the medicine and they get married. And it's a sham, but they fall in love and whatever. It's a cute movie. It's a little rom-com. But anyway, she sings in the movie and she's good. But I didn't realize she was like a singer. Now, every time I see her, she's got this gown on and she's whispering. There's breathy tones. The hair is slicked. It's all that. I can't. It's too much.
You're not into her. I saw her in the movie. You know that movie that it did really well on Netflix, but it was kind of shitty. With Jason Bateman. It was called Carry On or something.
No, and I love Jason, but I can't watch her in a movie now.
So she was in the movie and then I had started hearing about her. I'm with you in that I saw her just in this movie. Granted, I didn't think she was a good actress. And then I saw that she was in a lot of other stuff. And I was like, really? I thought that she was just in this Netflix movie. She's not that good.
I thought she was just in that rom-com because she could sing. We were hating her. I think she's so judgmental. I wish her well.
Wish her well.
I wish her well. I don't like to jump on a hate train either. And I feel bad for the Blake.
See, you have a random hate.
It's not a hate. It's just a dislike.
Yeah, a random dislike is better than a hate train, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm usually a liker. I find the whole Blake Lively thing very upsetting.
At the end of the day, like, she's on red carpets now and doing her promos and whatever, but I'm sure that family took a beating.
But I mean, I think all the families did. And I think what sucks, and I have it not taking a dive into it right now and whatever, but I think, sometimes situations happen and you get in over your head, man, and you don't even realize it. And you go, shit, if I could just go back in time.
Yeah.
Redo this could have been maybe handled differently.
Right. You kind of snowball into a situation maybe you didn't want to be in.
What was the first guest you had? You were like, holy shit, like I am doing something here.
Kim Kardashian was like a very big one. I couldn't believe when I got the pitch. Like, it came to me, which people, always want to know, like, how it happened. And listen, if I thought she would ever say yes, I would have fucking asked, but I didn't at that point. So Kim Kardashian was such a fucking great one. And then after I did Kim, Khloe came on. Then after I did Khloe, Kourtney came on, because like in their family, I feel like once one of them has a good experience, they kind of share the wealth, which is so nice. So those were big. But I have to say, like, even before that, I was so excited about, I remember I had, Aaron and Sarah Foster. Now they're doing amazing. And I have to say, like, I'm a day one fan of them. Like, I loved following them when they had Just Barely Famous, and I just thought they were so fun. And so I remember Aaron Foster was one of the first, like, to me, celebrities that like followed me. And I was so excited. And I asked her on the pod. And at that point I was recording in my 1-bedroom apartment, and she had come to New York and she agreed to come in the pod. And I like came downstairs to get her, and she came to my apartment, and I was so dumb that I put out like snacks, even though like who eats during a pod, but I was like so excited. I bought like sparkling water and like,
that's so cute.
I know, it was really cute. So like, I was so excited about just getting guests that I thought were cool and that I looked up to. And, but I would say like Kim Kardashian is like a mega celeb kind of, I flew out to Calabasas, did the whole thing, but it was really exciting to me, like the beginning of it, getting people. And still to this day, by the way, I'll like DM, create relationships with people, ask them if they want to come on, and do things that way.
Who have you been really surprised by? Because, other podcasters and myself, we always laugh about some people who you think are going to come on. They're going to be so great. And they're like Dullsville. And some people the opposite.
I'll tell you what, first of all, I'm really understanding. So like I recently had somebody, I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to be a bitch, but.
Oh, come on, be a bitch.
No. Because I like her. I really think she was tired. It's like these people have such long press tours. You know how it is? Like they do it from like 7 a.m., 10 p.m. Then they go back to fucking wherever to shoot the millionth thing they're on. But yeah, some guests, the banter can't be amazing every single time. But I think whenever I walk away with it and I don't feel like amazing, I'm always like, I know that I did my best, like my foot forward is always there, right? Unless I'm like fucking sick or I don't know. But and even if I'm sick, I'll like.
You can put it on for an hour.
I'll put it on. But a lot of comedians that come on, I'm like, I can't wait to laugh. And then I don't laugh. And I'm like, why didn't they tell jokes all the time?
What happened?
But now I've learned that about comedians, that they don't come on and tell jokes. Like they just want to be normal and have a conversation,
Yes.
I remember when Amy Schumer came on, and I was such a huge fan of her. Like she was one of my like bucket list podcasts where like, if she looked back at our messages, it would have been like, one day, like literally pathetic begging. And she came on, and again, I was like, we're gonna, just through this hour, And I remember from the first second I go to her, your voice is so much different than I thought it was. And she was like, do you want me to be on? Like, I'm just not like, you want me to, she was kind of like, this is who I am. You want me to be on? And I was like, no, be yourself. Sort of be on, you know? But it ended up being such a great conversation because we talked about like being moms and her pregnancy, and it was deep and it was relatable and it was great. It was just not what I had thought.
But I think that's the best kind of podcast. I mean, because, you know, I always try to think, you know, what can we talk about that they don't always talk about?
Right. And sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you like, I like to like plan my interviews, and then if I get to throw it out of the window, great. You know, if I don't, then I don't. Just speaking in Housewives terms, one of the craziest ones I had this year with Housewives was Luann. That was, let me tell you. No, me and the girl that works with me, like we felt like we were at the club, and it was like 11 a.m. Like,
she's fucking hilarious.
She's hilarious. Like, we were dying at 11 a.m. You know, if anybody needs a laugh, like, and you're like, where should I start with my podcast? I don't know what that was. I don't know. Like, the cards were out the window. She was singing, and it was 11 a.m., which I feel like wasn't the vibe she was on. And that's her. What do you mean we finished? And that's what I do love about Bravo reality stars is that, and I always say this to people because I've had the pleasure of meeting so many and being friendly with a lot and like whatever. I'm like, it's real, guys. You know, like if anybody has any, you know, apprehensions that it's not, it's real. They care about the drama. They're talking about it a year after. You know, they live it, like, and they are really the same, like 9 out of 10 times that you see on TV. So she's one of those that I'm like, whoa, like I didn't know what to expect. And
he's a good time. Are you going to be at BravoCon?
I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like, you're like, cancel this podcast. I'm not a Bravo girly, like the way they're, I'm not as like other people, you know, people are everywhere. And I don't feel that I am.
What are your shows? It doesn't have to be Bravo, but like, what are your reality shows?
What's on right now that I'm watching is Summer House.
I've never seen Summer House.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't have time to watch a lot of TV, and I try to watch a little bit of everything. Like, I know who the characters on Summer House are, and I'll read the clips, and I'll try to watch, you know, some little things. I try to watch an episode of everything, but I haven't gotten to Summer House yet.
Summer House, Southern Charm, I like. Oh, The Valley is back. Did you ever watch Vanderpump? So you know The Valley?
Yes.
That's fucking literally, they deliver. That's like the cheating and the divorces.
I think because I'm on a reality show, it is triggering to watch other reality shows.
Totally.
It gives me anxiety. And especially like the other housewife franchises. I'm friends with a lot of the girls, but I don't watch their shows because I just want to be friends.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, the other week, somebody asked me, like, do you listen to blah, blah, blah podcasts? And I was like, no. And they're like, but you have a podcast. How don't you listen? I was like, it's because I have a podcast that I can't listen to podcasts all day, you know? So I totally feel you. I feel you on that. It makes sense.
Tell me about the kids. So you just had a baby, 9 months ago?
Right. 10 months ago.
And a boy?
Another boy. So 2 boys. Mm-hmm.
And how old's your older boy?
He's 5, gonna be. So he's gonna be 5. He's 10 months. They're like 4 years apart.
That's a great age difference.
I like it. Listen, this is what I say to people about age differences. It doesn't matter because like everybody thinks their age difference is great. You know, somebody will be like, mine are 7 years and just about. And people are gonna be like, mine are born one after the other and it really was great for us. And they're like, so I really think it's about you. You have to be pregnant. You have to give birth. You have to take care of the kid. Do it when it's right for you. So for me, the reason this age difference happened is because if you would have asked me when Noah, my oldest, was 2 to have another baby, I would have said no. I'm not ready. And only when he was 3 and potty trained, and I was like, I could do it. Then I got pregnant. So it's more, I feel like it should be about you, like what you can handle. But it does feel good. I just feel like Lenny needs to grow up because Noah's like really needs a buddy, and he's kind of like speed it up, and Lenny's still a baby.
Come on, lady, I need a play date.
Yeah. But it's great. We actually just went away together as a family, and I was anxious because I hadn't traveled with Lenny too, like just us. Like it just felt like we're going away. You know, we weren't bringing our nanny or anything. And I just felt like it was going to be so much harder than fun, you know? And it was not. It was more fun than it was hard. And it made me feel so good. And I felt like...
Really?
I felt even like guilty all of a sudden because I was like, this is doing so much good for the kids. Like for the baby, like I feel like, don't they always kind of like grow up on vacations? On family vacations, like I feel like they go through like positive changes, and I don't know. I just saw them like thriving is the word. You know what I mean?
I think that's great, but just so you know, Amanda, the next one you take is going to be shit. I'm just telling you, like this. That I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you, and I want you to stay in your euphoric state. But here's the truth: I have 4 kids. Sometimes vacations suck.
Okay.
And they're not vacations, they're trips. Mm-hmm. Vacations are when you get to relax. You can't relax with your kids.
But you know, that is important that you told me that. It really is. Because I could have been like Delulu thinking. But so I had a good one, and you might have a bad one. Okay.
And accept it. And this is just true. Like what I try to tell people about motherhood in general is that you got to just take the wins and move past the losses. So you're going to have holidays that are magical. And birthdays that are magical. And guess what? There's going to be birthdays and holidays that suck, that you want to crawl into your bed and cry. And you do sometimes. And that's okay too. And you let it go. And you just have to know that's why when the good moments and the wins happen and the great trips and the great birthdays, or they came home from school and they made a friend, or whatever it is, you got to celebrate the wins.
Okay. No, that's important. That's really good advice. You should make a reel.
Listen, my oldest 2 are 21. So it's like I've got 2 21-year-olds, an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old. So I had 3 under 3 and then added the 4th into the mix, you know, so there was a 7-year age spread between the oldest and youngest.
These were all planned.
So the twins were IVF planned. And then I did IVF again to have the 3rd because I wanted the experience of just having one. I didn't know it would happen so quickly. I didn't really think about 3 under 3, but there you go. And then the 4th one was just a surprise.
Wow.
I know, totally crazy. And I love it. And I never thought I'd have a big family. I come from, you know, just me and my sister, you know, sort of typical Westchester, New York, Jewish family.
Oh, you're from We're in Westchester.
Chappaqua.
Oh my God. Okay. I grew up in Riverdale. Do you know it?
Yes.
So I grew up in Riverdale. So Westchester was kind of our like hop and a skip.
I think I was born in Riverdale.
Really? You think? You don't know?
No, I was. I was born in the Bronx. We lived in Riverdale and for like 2 years. And then we moved to Ossining and then Chappaqua.
That's so cool. Yeah, Riverdale, I love saying the Bronx. People think I'm like hardcore.
It gives you street cred.
Yeah.
I put it on my IMDb, born in the Bronx.
Yeah. Yeah. Like J-Lo. We're basically J-Lo, guys.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you finding I know everyone always asks about like the work balance and all that stuff, which is such bullshit, but I'm curious because of what you do, I feel like it's more conducive to do it with kids.
Yeah, I feel like, how do you do? And I'm like, I really feel good about it. Like at the end of the day, I'm not saying I don't work hard because I fucking do, but I'm also not going to an office 9 to 6, which is harder with kids. 9 to 6, 9 to 6, whatever your hours are. And I think having that flexibility of scheduling podcasts and meetings around like times that you can take the kids out of school or, you know, take them to their after school, whatever it is, that it really works well. It really works well. And I am trying to be like less on my phone when I'm with them. I really am making an effort. Maybe you guys can copy this, but I'm trying to leave my phone in my bedroom in the morning, like when I wake up with them, and then just grab it when they go to school. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah, that's been nice because it's kind of like, just don't take it. Don't take it from your bedroom. Because if I have that hour and a half, like with Noah before he goes to school, and I'm fucking on my phone, I'm like, girl, you can be on your phone all day when he leaves. You know what I mean? So that's me. I don't know what made me think of it. Maybe it was that show Adolescence on Netflix or one of the fucking.
Oh my God, I just started watching that. Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's really,
yeah. I have a hard time watching stuff like that because it's so good, fascinating.
But it's really good. It's really good.
Here's what I need to know. I need to understand how difficult it is or not to, but I need the nuts and bolts of having kids in Manhattan.
Listen, after now taking our trip to Florida and we rented a house there, and it was so nice to be in a house. And I was like, I get it.
And the
weather. I have to say, I don't complain about the cold like other people, because here's the thing, Heather. And if you lived in New York, this would probably be your life. You would take a car from your house to go to the place. You would not be walking to the subway, right? So probably. So it's not like you're like braving the cold. It's like you're going from place to place. And you could I don't experience it that bad. I think with kids, it's annoying because they want to be at the park and they want to be outside. I have an elevator in my building, but yeah, I really sense the difference now after being in, we were there for almost 2 weeks, and having a backyard and having just a house for everyone to sort of be in a different place and not just seeing everybody all the time.
On that note, so our last home that we sold was very large, and we went from 22,000 square feet to immediately popping into a rental that was, 3,500, like that. And there's 6 of us. We moved into this house and I loved it. I loved that there was nowhere to hide, that everyone was and I think weirdly the kids really liked it too. Everyone was close together. We could, it was nice.
Yeah, I could feel that. I mean, this house was probably 22,000 is fucking huge. Are you back in that? Are you in that house now, or are you?
No, we sold that. We sold that house. We moved into a bunch of different rentals, and now, so we moved back to LA, and we had bought this house that I was going to take down to the studs because I redo houses and stuff. But after the fires and everything, and then we got sort of screwed by this contractor, I just got over it. It's this gorgeous piece of property. I just don't feel like doing it anymore. So I'm selling it. And we're living where I am right now. This is the ocean out here. So it's a high rise.
Oh.
It's so sexy. It's like living in New York. There's 10 people downstairs at all times. There's always someone to help you, but it's in LA. It's the best. I never want to see a blade of grass again.
Stop. You're in that phase right now. Oh my God.
Well, I have 2 kids in college. The third one is going off to Yale next year. So she's going to college. And then I have one going into high school next year. So the light at the end of the tunnel is very very bright.
That's 14 is, yeah. Wait, you're looking forward to an emptier house, or you are really?
Yes.
Oh, don't people get upset about it?
It's funny. They say the kids shit in the nest when they're in high school. So I guess a lot of kids act up before they go to college to make you happy that they're leaving. I really didn't have that experience. I'm really close with my kids. We have a great relationship. We still travel together. I visit them. They visit us, all the things. And there's FaceTime, which is so much better. But I have to say, and you'll see this, I mean, your kids are so young, it's so hard to even wrap your brain around it. But I've enjoyed every stage with them. And then it's you've done your job. Not that it's ever over, but you've done your job. And now it's time to watch them soar and fly. My 2 oldest both have internships this summer going into their senior year of college that are so interesting and different and really cool and right for them. And maybe this is their thing. And it's exciting to watch them grab onto it,
Yeah, that does sound cool. So like go fly and leave my home.
Yes.
But come back to visit.
Come back to visit, or let's meet in the south of France.
Cute. Love that.
What's hot right now in New York? Do you go out? Do you take date nights?
No, I don't. I mean, no, we do. We'll go out to eat. We'll go out to eat. But I'm not that, my friend, I just went out with my friend last night and she told me, cause when you have like too many glasses of wine with your friend and you get so deep, like literally my husband doesn't understand. I come home and he asks me like, you met up at 7 and you got home at 11:30. Like, what did you talk about for 4.5 hours?
And you're like,
I don't know.
Didn't finish our conversation. You like text each other on the way home. Oh, we forgot to talk about whatever.
Like he doesn't get it. He's like, I think he's sure I'm like talking about him the whole time. And I'm like, I don't think we talked about you. Like, I think that's what he's worried about, that I'm like planning the divorce. I'm like, we didn't talk about you. Like, he's like, why did you talk about? I'm like, nothing. But we did get deep. So I remember she asked me like, she basically said that if she were in my position doing my kind of job, she would have gone off the deep end. Like she would have taken advantage. She would have gone to all the parties. She would have drank more. You know what I mean? She would have, that's just her personality, where I'm like, not like that. Like I won't go to almost anything. I'm just like, I'm a loser. No, I like being home most of the time. So I really pick and choose like what I go to, what I spend my time on, like who I spend my time with,
That's so good. That's so intentional. See, I think at your age, I felt like I had to take it while it was there. It's your attitude about it is so healthy and so refreshing, and it's better.
Well, for me, taking what is there to me, like the there to me is like my work. So like I'll do anything for like a podcast guest or something that has to do with what I do. But like, I don't care about like premieres, brand opening, store. You know what I mean? Those things are like, I'm not going to go unless it's like a friend, somebody I like, an opportunity. It's just not, why would I put the effort into that to like have a Getty picture?
Right.
Sometimes you need a Getty picture,
I was at an event a couple of weeks ago and I was by myself and I was meeting someone or whatever. And there was a red carpet and I was like, I'll always do the red carpet if it's like for a good cause, good talking points, whatever. But I really just needed a damn picture of my dress.
That is true. And especially if you're getting dressed, like there better be a pic or I'm leaving.
Do you always get glam done or do you do your own?
I don't. I mean, if I will make the effort, go to a premiere, do the thing, then 100% I'm like getting the glam and doing the thing. But I really don't like it. I don't know how people do glam all the time. Like it's so boring. I don't want to sit in a chair for 3 hours. Like like imagine your event is at 5 and then you have to leave at 4. That means you have to get glam at like 1. So you're literally like glued to your chair. Like I just want people to know that it's not fun, because I feel like people see influencers or famous people like getting glam and it's like, I don't get how people do it all the time. You
have to picture it like this. It's like, when you get married and it's important, so you have to do all the things. It's like that always.
It's like that always.
You have to take an everything shower.
Do you do glam for the show all the time?
So it was really hard for me going from scripted television to reality TV and realizing there's no glam team. I was like, okay. And I'm good at doing my own makeup, which I do a lot. I'll do my makeup a lot. But at the time, I didn't really know how to do lashes. And I remember my first season on the show, Alexis Bellino said to me, oh, it's really not hard. Just learn how to do your lashes. Just buy them. And I was like, okay. So I bought a pair of lashes. I went home. I tried it a couple of times. I'm like, all right, I got this. And so I obviously if it's for a big photo shoot or I was going to say the reunion, but I've done my makeup myself for a couple of the reunions.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
And just gotten hair. Yeah. Hair is hard. Hair is
hard. I mean, this isn't even my hair. I don't know whose hair
it looks good. First of all, you look so good without makeup. Like your look right now with the little spritz that is in my cart. I love it. I love spritzes. Actually, anything in a spritz, I'm getting.
I'm an all or nothing person. I either look like this or I have a full face beat. I don't understand people that can do a swipe of gloss and some mascara. I don't. That's not me at all.
I'm getting the mist, guys.
Are you someone who has a 5-year plan? Are you fly by the seat of your pants? I mean, obviously your instincts are so good in this space and with your brand. You've done so well, but like now what?
I'm always talking about the things, and, I think people in this industry know, like when you have like teams or you're working with agents and stuff like that, a lot of times you get offered to do a lot of things really quick, like podcast tours and books and this and that.
You should do that, yeah.
And I know, and I think I'm too intentional because I think about things for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I really want it to be like, I don't want to just do it because people will buy tickets or because I have it, so why not do it? So I always think about things for way too long. So I think about them, but my dream, like my vision board dream that I'm saying to you right now, and I think everyone knows it's like hard to say a dream because it's like feels embarrassing sometimes or like, too big. But I think at the end of the day, like what I'm doing on my podcast would be my dream for it to be on TV.
Yeah.
Even though nowadays you hear about TV and the decline of TV and the podcasts are actually doing better than TV shows and all this fucking shit. But at the end of the day, there's something about just me always watching like late night talk shows. And when Chelsea Handler had hers, like that's just the vibe that I would want, that is on my vision board. But I have to also say, like, I would be so content to keep just doing what I'm doing at the rate that I'm doing it because I'm just makes me really happy, And
it's a hard thing to put out there because there's certain things you get one shot at. Sometimes you can get more than one shot, but oftentimes you get one. However, on the opposite side of that, and this would be my advice, is that sometimes all of us spend so much time making it so precious and trying to make it so perfect that we don't end up doing it. And it doesn't have to be that perfect.
Yeah.
Like take the tour, for example. Touring is so big right now and you have such an engaged, beautiful community. You should 100% be touring. Yeah.
No, you're right, Heather. It is true. Sometimes I do. I overthink things to the point of like, even when I discussed with like this, I took a meeting with this book agent and she said to me also about a book. And I was like, I don't know if I want to write a book. I'm not blah, blah, blah. And she said to me, which I know will be sad to hear for listeners, right? Because everything to you is so beautiful. And it's like breaking the fourth wall. But she just said to me, like, a book for most of the people that you love that come out with books that aren't authors, right? That are celebrities, influencers, whatever. It's just another piece of their brand. You know? And that's how she put it. And it made a lot of sense to me for 2 days. And I forgot about it. But when she said that, I was like, right. Like I look at it like this like romantic, thing. Whereas it's like a thing that you churn out. And it's hard for me sometimes. I call myself anti-culture sometimes, even though I'm in the culture, but because I can be so like kind of anti the things that you're like supposed to be doing. But I'm taking your advice.
Yeah, I think especially a book. So Terry and I wrote 3 books together. Crazy. Like, did I ever think I'd write a fucking book? No. We wrote 3. Okay. And so will I write another one? Who knows? But what is interesting about it is it's part of your package and it's a credential. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you, it is, I agree, it's part of your brand. But also, if you take out the ickiness of what that feels like, it's also a love letter to your community. It's like, here's a little something that I'm going to tell you that you can read on your own and digest that I haven't talked about on the podcast. I want to share with you because you love me so much. You want to buy this book.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a good way to look at it.
So as your other mother, I say you need to write a book and go on tour. There it is.
Okay. I'm taking it. I swear I'm taking it. I'll set up the meetings.
Do it.
Doing it.
And the next time in New York, we have to go have a cocktail.
Yes, please. You're so cool. I really enjoyed meeting you a lot. I think you're so great and smart and fun. And awesome. And have fun on your trip. I won't say where, even though she told me. Bye.
Continued success. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, my love.